to me, not even a building inspector. What are you... Must you be so thorough? What are you doing? Would you come back here? Kevin! 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 Kevin!
Yes, Henny Penny? Is the sky falling?
This is absolutely terrifying. There is going to be a 1984. George Orwell was absolutely right. In 1984, we are not going to even own our own souls anymore. Big Brother is everywhere, and he's watching.
I trust he'll give us a hand in the kitchen.
Kevin, it is already happening. That building inspector is up there. He is totally invading our privacy. He is not sensitive to the family needs, and he is totally ignoring me. Is that allowed?
Well, up to a point.
Kevin, he's going into all the bedrooms and all the closets. Now, he just can't barge into the apartment like that, can he?
No, I think not.
Well, Mr. Ryan, I'm sure you had no idea of the excitement you were going to generate when you came over here this afternoon.
Mrs. Kirkland, I came here for one reason. To make sure your husband's my brother.
Oh, and you've accomplished that and a lot more. Why, you've actually changed the lives of everybody in this room.
It's my brother's life I'm interested in.
You made your point, Ryan.
You understand what'll happen if you go anywhere near my brother?
Please, no threats. First place, your premise is wrong. I had nothing to do with your brother's injury.
Well, possibly you were not directly involved, but you were involved.
You're wrong, Frank. He had nothing
Ray,
to do
don't
with...
you dare.
Don't you dare. What do you know, Ray?
She doesn't know anything. And why try to convince him of anything? What good is that going to do now? What difference is it going to make?
What difference indeed. If my husband was trying for a cover-up, Mr. Ryan, well, it's failed. Now, there's nothing more for your brother to do to him. It's just all out in the open now, thanks to the Ryan brothers.
Yeah, I think Mr. Ryan was just leaving.
No, I want him to stay. I want him to hear how this all turns out. I think it would be a very good idea for him to stay, too. After all, he's still contemplating the fact that you were the one responsible for his brother's accident, and he's contemplating in any way pressing charges, then maybe if he hears what happened, he'll consider you punished enough.
Drop it, Patsy.
Mr. Ryan, my husband and Mrs. Woodard thought that I was going to just gracefully bow out of my marriage and watch them just walk into the sunset towards a dream they've had for 22 years.
Look, this is none of my business.
Oh, but it is your business, considering the fact that silencing your brother was what's going to help them accomplish that. Now, I think that makes it very, very much your business. I want you to stay. I want you to hear how it turns out. I'd feel a lot better if you would stay.
Have you no sensitivity at all?
About what? For our privacy? Why, Mr. Ryan already knows all the private little facts about our life, and Mrs. Woodard says she doesn't care who knows about her affair.
I think all of us have been through more than enough in the last 24 hours, so why don't we just stop this?
I think that's a very good idea. Frank, I came in your car. Will you please drive me home?
Nobody is going to move from here. I want this settled, and now.
I'll call you later this afternoon.
No, I said I want it settled right now.
You already know what I want.
You do realize, don't you, the publicity and the scandal that is going to follow if you force him to make this choice?
Oh, I don't think there's going to be any publicity, not from any of your 7 newspapers or how many radio stations and television stations, is it? Because guess what? If you go after me, you're going to hurt him, too.
He's not going to stay with you.
Won't you, Kirk? He doesn't have a choice. He's because in a few hours I am going to have some hard facts on him, and then it will only take a few more days before I turn that over to the State District Attorney of San Francisco. No, actually, he does have two choices. He can fold his tent quietly and come home with Amanda and me to San Francisco or some other wonderful place and continue the lifestyle, the extravagant lifestyle that he's become so accustomed to. Or he could spend a couple of idyllic months with you and then a number of disastrous years in the state penitentiary. Of course, you would wait for him, wouldn't you?
Oh, yes.
Of course. You waited for him 22 years. Actually, that might be very good for you. You could visit on weekends, and it would help you maintain your little fantasy that whenever you were together, things would be just like heaven. Now, let me ask you, what would it be like for Kirk? I mean, can you really see him on a chain gang or hammering out license plates? Well, come to think about it, man of Hollis Kirkland's caliber, they probably wouldn't make two menial jobs, would they? No, Hollis would probably write a book. How does that appeal to you, Hollis?
The charade has gone on quite long enough.
Oh, I couldn't agree with you more. What is your answer? We all think we know what the answer is, but you could surprise us. Mr. Ryan, Mrs. Woodard, anybody want to place a bet?